What's up? It's Richie from the Mac and Cabby channel. I hope you're doing really well today. So I've just come on just to do a quick little vlog for you guys, just basically about the transfers and what we need going forward. First of all, I want to just talk about the news that we've all heard today, that Granit Xhaka looks like he is pretty much 100% on his way now to Sunderland. It's taken a while to get this guy through the door. Obviously, with the thing with Jordan Henderson, we all wanted Jordan Henderson to join the club. You know what I mean? He's because of his leadership. You know what I mean, and what he's done in his career. Plus, he's obviously he's a local boy, but we didn't go for Jordan, and I thought that's very interesting. Why are we not going to go for somebody that's got the experience and quality in that? Instead, we've got somebody, in my opinion, right, at this moment in time, is actually a better player than Jordan Henderson. I wouldn't say over all the careers though. I still believe Jordan Henderson's a better midfielder than Granit Xhaka overall. But right at this moment in time, I think we've signed the best, centre defence midfielder that we could get. Granit Xhaka comes with a wealth of experience, doesn't he? Played for Arsenal. How many times has he played in the Premier League? Went to Bayer Leverkusen, captain Bayer Leverkusen, and he went on that unbeaten run under Xavi Alonso as well over there. Obviously, Xavi Alonso has moved on now to Real Madrid, and Ten Hag, who was previously at Manchester United and Ajax, is gone in to manage them now. So obviously, we all knew the news. It'd come out. Obviously, we had massive interest in him, and I genuinely believed at that time that we were going to get him over the line. Then we hit a stumbling block, didn't we? So then it come out that Ten Hag said, look, I am not losing any more of my good players. We've already lost, I think it was like 3 of their decent players. He's not losing any more. I can see his point of view, because let's be honest, if that was our club and we had already lost 3 of our best players and then another one wanted to leave, especially the captain, you'd be thinking, hold on a minute, what is going on here? Why are all these players wanting to leave? I don't care, to be honest, right? That's their problem, Bayer Leverkusen's problem, not ours. Granit Xhaka's on his way. So, from what I understand is, this might not be set in stone, but it is £17 million up front, with £4.3 million of add-ons as well for Granit Xhaka. I mean, what an unbelievable signing. And I'm not just saying this, right? There's loads of signings being made by loads of teams out there in the Premier League at the moment, you know what I mean? There's been some decent signings, like obviously with Liverpool, etc. I think, and I truly believe, when we get him over the line, he's going to be the signing of the transfer window by far. Coming to a newly promoted team, to Sunderland, obviously we've all been tipped for a relegation battle. And he's going to come and join us. I want Granit Xhaka to be our club captain next season. And I also want Dan Ballard to be the vice captain next season. For me, look, I'm not in the business to sort of like slate players. I've just got to tell you how I see it. And Dan Neil, even last season in the Championship, right? He's not captain quality. He hasn't got the ability to be a captain, a vocal leader on that pitch when things are going tough. Numerous times last season, Luke O'Nine's had to step in. I remember, like, obviously, there's a few games where we've went behind. I didn't see Dan Neil trying to rally the troops or anything like that. It was left down to Luke O'Nine. So, my opinion, Dan Neil for me is finished at Sunderland, unless he comes up and he can sit in the bench game after game, whatever. But I can't see Dan Neil wanting to do that. I think he is done now, and I think Regis has probably seen through him. So we've still got obviously like Chris Rigg as well to come back in now. Chris Rigg is a young talent. That's the difference here. Chris Rigg is still developing, still coming. To his full potential. And we still haven't seen that from Chris Rigg, and we don't know what he's going to be like in the Premier League. So we still got him in as well. I don't want Chris Rigg to leave. I still want to develop him, because if we stay up next season, Chris Rigg, in my opinion, give him another season, top flight football under his belt, he's only going to get better. Yes, he's had all these types of different links to all these different clubs, but nothing has ever come of it. And I think Chris Rigg's quite happy staying here. But for me, Dan Neil, unfortunately, I think he's just got to move on now. And there's a couple of players in our squad, the likes of like Luke O'Nine, Dan Neil, you know what I mean, like Hjelder, Lise, Players like that, I don't think are good enough. Unfortunately, to go to the Premier League again in the midfield, you've got the likes of Harrison Jones. Harrison Jones, I think, needs a loan because he's just not going to get a game, and he'll just be sitting in the reserves. And again, Harrison Jones has shown some great potential as well for us and for what he's done last season. You know, he's only come on the scene last season, but I genuinely believe maybe a loan for him would do him the world of good, especially being with a young player as well. But this is absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable that we're going to get Granit Xhaka. Absolutely fantastic. What I'm going to say is, I've said this before on my vlogs, and I've also said it on the Monday night show with Cabby and Kev. Is we now need to get two centre backs into our club before we look at strikers and goalkeepers, in my opinion, right? If we go into next season and we've got no more experience at the back, we haven't got anybody at all who can cover for the likes of Dan Bollard or, you know what I mean, whoever else we've got, Luke O'Nien, Hielda, Alicia, which I doubt they're going to play, but like we've got Sealt as well. I mean, Sealt's shown a little bit of potential in pre-season, but I still think he needs to develop, and he's still an injury-prone player, Jensen Sealt. I'm not slating of that. I think he's going to develop into a fantastic centre-half, but he's just not quite ready for the Premier League. We didn't see much of him in the Championship either, did we? Because of obviously his injuries and things. So this is what I'm trying to get out there, is if we don't get two centre-halves in, we are in serious trouble. We are serious trouble in the Premier League. It's all very well signing players, top players. So we've got Talby, Siddiqui, Diarra, Adringa. Xhaka's going to get over the line now. You know what I mean? Great options. You know, we've reconstructed that midfield and we've got some great options going forward. But if we haven't got the defence and we haven't got those centre-halves, I'm sorry guys, but we are going to seriously struggle next season. And I'm not trying to put a downer on this, alright? It's fact. I've seen it happen before. You can all build your strike force up, your attacking, your midfield, whatever you can do. You can build that up as much as you like. If your defence is not rock solid, you're in serious trouble in the Premier League, especially in the Premier League. So, the club now, I think there's only 4 or 5 weeks, I think, left of the transfer window. Obviously, the season kicks off on the 16th of August, which is what, roughly 3 weeks' time on Saturday, I think. We haven't got much time. We really haven't, because we're going to have to bring these players in and get them embedded, get them to gel with the new teammates, etc., etc. You know what I mean? There might be some issues with work permits or whatever it is. We need to move now very quickly and get these centre halves in. You know, like I say, you know, everybody's got an opinion on it, and a lot of people are like, no, striker, we need a striker straight away. For me, no, we need centre halves. We've still got Mayenda and Isidore that can play up top. Mayenda, for me, struggling pre-season. I haven't really seen much from him, and obviously Wilson Isidore's picked up a knock as well now pre-season. I'm not saying that we don't need a striker. Well, we definitely do need a striker. You know, an experienced striker, if we can get somebody like that over the line. But please get these centre-halves in. I think it'll put a lot of Sunderland fans' minds at rest if we just see a little bit more movement just for cover as well. Dan Bollard, like I've mentioned loads of times on here, he's made of glass. He's an absolutely Rolls Royce centre half, absolute quality Dan Bollard, and he's gonna develop into a Premier League standard centre half. You know what I mean? In my opinion, he's probably already there now. We just haven't seen it from him. But we need cover, and we need somebody to come in to be able to replace. If Dan Bollard, say, gets injured just before the season starts in pre-season and he's out for like 2 months, I don't want to put a worry on that. Touch wood. I really hope that doesn't happen, but it could. And this is my point right now. I'm concerned about that. Anyway, on a positive note, fantastic signings. We've reconstructed that midfield now. We've got plenty of quality in that midfield now. If Xhaka signs, for me, the midfield three has got to be Xhaka, Diarra, and Enzo Lefebvre. And then obviously we've got cover as well with the likes of like Siddiqui, like I said, Chris Rigg as well. We've got the wingers now, but I don't think we need to invest any more on these wingers or any sort of like inside forwards or whatever Reggie's going to play. 2 centre halves, please, a striker, And then if we need one, a goalkeeper. I'm not too worried about the goalkeeper at the minute. I think Patterson deserves a chance. I really, really do. And if he does struggle, then we've always got the January transfer window to bring in a goalkeeper. But centre halves and a striker is a must. Anyway, fantastic news for all of us Sunderland fans today. Fantastic signing from Granit Xhaka. He's going to bring real quality and real experience to the club, help develop our younger players and be a leader on that pitch, and he'll get into stuff as well. He's a feisty player. I've always liked those types of aggressive, feisty players. We've got to have at least one. You know what I mean? When we had like Lorik Chana and Lee Catamo, Kevin Ball, I love those old school type players. And I think Granit Xhaka is going to bring that experience to midfield. Anyway, tell us what you think. Do you think the same as me? It's centre halves before striker, or is there any other positions that you're concerned about? Drop us a message on the comments. I will get back to you. Don't forget, tonight we've got the Matt and Cabby show. Tune in from 8 o'clock to 9, and I'm sure we will clear a few things up as well. As always, take care of yourselves, guys. I'll speak to you soon.